So Bitcoin recently hit $7,000, and a lot of people are making a big deal out of this number on coin market cap, which I think I wanted to explain a little bit about why this is. It's not a lie, but it's just really wrong to really think about Bitcoin in terms of this number. So what they're doing, they're multiplying the total number of coins available, the circulating supply, times the current price to get the market cap. But it's incorrect for a number of reasons. So I think people are familiar with Bitcoin in that it's a controlled supply. So it's on a supply curve, and the idea is you're going to generate a lot of coins at first and then very slowly over time generate fewer coins. So right now, this is 2017, but as of next year, it says that there should be about 16 million Bitcoin, right? And then so this coin market cap number looks about correct. And the block reward is only 12.5, and then there are only 21 million Bitcoins total that should ever be minted, and that'll happen in a few more decades out. But the thing is, right now, we've minted almost 80, probably about 80%. So we've probably already minted 80% of the coins, right? And then there are a number of reasons why, even though we minted 80% and there are 16 million in circulation, there definitely aren't 16 million in circulation. So one thing that really happened in the beginning of Bitcoin a lot is that people would mine and then they'd play around with it, and then they'd throw the coins away and throw everything away. Like they didn't realize what they were doing at that time because Bitcoin was worthless. They were just doing an experiment, mining it, and then the private key was lost, the wallet was lost, like everything was lost. So a Reddit user a couple years ago named Jay Ratcliffe went through and created a big spreadsheet with all these dormant Bitcoin addresses. And some of these are massive. Like this address, nothing has been moved out of here. 79,000 Bitcoins are sitting in this address, and it was never spent. So many of these have never been spent. It looks like people are going through and updating when things have been spent. But really, I mean, if these people had especially the 50 block ones, because back in the day when you mined a coin, you'd get 50 Bitcoins when you mined a block. That was the reward. And let's say you downloaded the software, tested it out, mined a block, threw everything away. Now you just mined 50 coins, and those can never be accessed again. So people probably understand that that Bitcoin is a public key, private key system. And if you don't, a quick explanation is a public key is the address, right? And then the private key is a key that you keep secret. And the way to access the coins from the public key is to use the private key. Now, the private key is your wallet file. If you throw away that wallet file and you throw away your private key, you're not getting back into them. The encryption is too strong. So let's check out some of these addresses. I pulled some up already in blockchain.info. Let's look at that first dormant one with the 79,000 Bitcoins. That has never been spent. So all these green ones, I feel like these are people just testing it out. Like, there's no reason to be sending this tiny amount of Bitcoin, and this is some years ago. It looks like originally somebody dropped in 79,000 coins in here, and then slowly it seems like people have been testing things out and sending tiny amounts, but those coins have never been moved out of there. I pulled up another one for 10,000 or 5,000 in here. This one, the same deal. It looks like bots or something have been sending really tiny amounts of coins to a lot of addresses, but that original 10,000, that's never been moved. And check out a lot of these, just 4,000 here. There was one that I found that had been moved. So let's see, here's another one that's just dormant. Here's one where very recently it was moved, and that's interesting because the Bitcoin price, it just hit 7,000, and then somehow this guy got access to it and withdrew it, probably to take advantage of that huge price increase. So that's pretty interesting to see a super old dormant address just finally come to life. But if you look at a lot of these, especially the ones that are just these random 50 blocks down here, you're going to find that probably none of these have ever been spent. Yeah, and these have never even had money sent to them. So this this was like somebody downloaded the client, ran it, tossed everything, tossed the private key. Those Bitcoins are lost forever. If you look at his total here, his total is 3 million Bitcoins. That's 3 million Bitcoins out of the supply right there. And there's only 16 million in the supply. So that market cap is much lower. And even if it's true that these are still accessible to people, if you encrypt your private key with a password, you may not be able to get in if you lose your password. So there's a bunch of ways to lose your Bitcoins. One of them is lose the private key. That's losing your wallet file. The other is losing the password to your encryption on the private key. Another easy way to lose your coins is to send them to an invalid Bitcoin address. That's super easy if you fat finger something or just like typo something. And then getting coins stolen usually actually puts them back in circulation. So that's not really a way that they go out of circulation. But forgetting passwords, losing small amounts of coins, and then if you create a bunch of addresses, back when Bitcoin was cheap, people would create new wallets all the time, and they'd put a little bit of Bitcoin in it, and then they would never transfer out like the remaining, 0.001 Bitcoin. While today that's actually real money. Back in the day that was nothing. So there's probably just tons of rounding error Bitcoin that's just been lost forever. So anyway, I just wanted to go through. I'll put these links in the video. I just thought it was really interesting. This number is kind of a lie here, but Bitcoin is much more scarce than actually having 16 million coins in circulation.